and emotion? Very good. What emotion does the song shows? Yes, it shows happiness, surprise, and excitement. What did you observe at the end part of each sentences? Very good. It ends with exclamation. What punctuation mark is being used? Bravo! It is an exclamation point. What do you call a sentence that ends with exclamation point? Correct. It is an exclamation sentence. An exclamation sentence is a sentence that expresses a strong emotion and ends with exclamation point. Examples: I'm free expresses joy. I treasure you expresses love. She actually won expresses surprise. You're late again expresses anger. We can also use what a, what an, and how in exclamations. If you are going to use what a, just add adjective, singular noun that starts with consonants. Example: what a pretty shoes. If you are going to use what an, just add adjective, singular noun that starts with vowel, then ends with exclamation point. Example: what an awful film. You can also use what, just add adjective, plus plural nouns or uncountable nouns. Example: what smart trousers. In using of how, just add adjective, subject, and then verb, and ends with exclamation point. Example: how horrible he is. There are many examples of exclamation sentences. Here are some examples of exclamation sentences. Example number 1. You were meant to be back yesterday expresses anger. Jeepers, you scared the life out of me expresses surprise. We won expresses happiness. This puzzle is driving me up the wall expresses frustration. You're adorable expresses love. An exclamatory sentence is often preceded by an interjection that is shown bold in your module. Example: Jeepers, you're actually up before lunch. Interjection can be followed by a comma for a mild effect. Oh, most miserable wretch that I am. Why have I not learned how to swim? By Alexander the Great, or aka Alexander III of Macedon. Sentences containing surprise or emotions are called exclamation sentences. Sentences containing surprise or emotion are called exclamation sentences. An exclamation point is placed at the end of such sentences. Example: how beautiful this city is. Sarah, wipe the board. Woo, I miss the service. Don't talk, get out. Please help me now. In What's More, you will be presented with Activity 1, Activity 2, Activity 3, along with Assessment 1, Assessment 2, and Assessment 3. Do it one after the other. If you have some questions, ask the help of your parents or guardians and siblings. You can also text, call, send messages in Messenger to your teacher. You have to answer also the post-assessment so that you will know whether you mastered the learning competency or you need to go back to the activities where you got low. Use the answer key at the back page to check your answer. This is your module on exclamatory sentence. I hope you will have an exciting time and accomplishing the activities. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Magandang buhay mga bata! Nandito na naman ako ngayon, ang iyong guro, Ginang Nehemia Tekag. At tayo ay sasagot uli ng module sa Aralpan na may pamagat na mga lugar na sensitibo sa panganib at wastong pagtugon sa mga kalamidad. Bago nating simulan, narito uli ang mga paalala para mapag-aralan ninyo ng lubusan ang ating aralin. Una, ihanda ang inyong sagutang kwaderno, lapis at papel. Pangalawa, basahing mabuti ang mga panuto sa bawat gawain at sagutin lahat. Pangatlo, pwede ninyo ring tawagan o magtanong sa inyong guro kung may mga katanungan kayo. At laging ugaliing maging tapat sa lahat ng oras. Pagkatapos ng talakayin natin dito, kayo ay inaasahang natutukoy ang mga lugar ng sariling rehiyon na sensitibo sa panganib gamit ang hazard map at nakagagawa ng maagap at wastong pagtugon sa mga panganib na madalas maranasan ng sariling rehiyon. Gaya sa mga naunang module ninyo, kayo ay inaasahang sagutin muna ang 5 puntos sa pahinang subukin. Ito ay susubok sa inyong kaalaman sa inyong pag-aralang paksa. Pagkatapos ay itama ang iyong sagot. Tignan mo sa susi sa sagot sa hulihan ng iyong module. Kung nakakuha ka ng 5 puntos, pwede mong lagpasan ito. Pero hinihikayat kitang gawin lahat ang mga gawain na nasa module na ito para mahasa pa ang iyong kaalaman. At kung 4 pababa, pag-igihan mong isagawa ang mga gawain kasi malaki ang matututunan mo dito. Sa mga magulang o guardians, kailangan ang iyong patnubay sa iyong mga anak para kung may tanong ang iyong anak ay matutulungan ninyo sila. At kung may mga tanong kayo, mag-text o tumawag sa guro. Tara na, simulan na natin. Ano ang napag-aralan mo sa nakaraang module? Mahusay, ipinapakita na hindi mo nakalimutan ang mga nakaraang aralin. Mag-aral na tayo. Mga lugar na sensitibo sa panganib at wastong pagtugon sa mga kalamidad. Ito ay dinevelop ni Ginang Nehemia L. Tekag. Ngayon, mayroon akong ipapakita sa iyo na mga larawan. Subuking kilalanin ang mga ito. Ano ang ipinapahayag ng mga larawan? Tama. Ito ang tinatawag nating mga sakuna o kalamidad. Alin dito ang iyong naranasan? Maaring iba-iba ang ating mga naranasan, di ba? May kaugnayan ba ang mga kalamidad na ito sa lokasyon at topografiya ng lalawigan o rehiyon? Tama, merong kaugnayan ang mga kalamidad sa lokasyon at topografiya. Aling anyong lupa at anyong tubig ang maiuugnay sa bawat kalamidad? Mahusay. Alam kong alam ninyo ang sagot. May magagawa ka ba para ligtas ka sa mga kalamidad na ito? Tama, meron kang magagawa. Masaya ako at habang kayo nakikinig, alam kong kayo'y nag-iisip ng sagot para sa mga tanong na ito. Sa araling ito, hindi pa rin mawawala ang pag-aaral sa mapa. Alam kong alam ninyo ito, pero gagamitin pa rin natin ito sa ating tatalakayin ngayon. Ito ang mapa ng Cordillera kung saan makikita ang mga 6 na lalawigan nito. Batay sa topografiya at lokasyon nito ay may mga kalamidad na nararanasan ito. Ang mga susunod na larawan na makikita ninyo dito ay mga halimbawa ng kalamidad na nararanasan ng ating mga lalawigan sa rehiyong Cordillera. Ano ulit ang ating tinalakay? Tama, ang mga sakuna na ating nararanasan sa ating mga lalawigan. Ang sumusunod na larawan ay isang halimbawa ng hazard map. Nakakita ka na ba ng halimbawa nito? Ano ang gamit nito? Tama! Mahalaga ang mapang ito dahil ito ang mapang nagpapakita ng mga lugar na maaaring makaranas sa mga kalamidad gaya ng pagbaha, paglindol, pagguho ng lupa at pagbagyo. Ngayon alam mo na ang mga kalamidad na maaaring mangyari sa isang lugar. Bilang isang mamamayan, alam mo ba ang iyong gagawin kung sa iyong lugar mismo mangyari ang mga ito? Ito ang tinatawag nating pagtugon sa mga kalamidad. Ano-ano ang mga dapat gawin bago, habang at pagkatapos ng isang unos o kalamidad? Bago darating ang isang kalamidad, narito ang mga dapat nating gawin. Makinig sa balita. Ihanda ang go bag o emergency bag. Iayos ang mga gamit sa bahay sakaling may baha. Alisin ang mga sanga ng kahoy na maaaring babagsak at makasira. Linisin ang mga kanal. Habang may bagyo o kaya anumang kalamidad, dapat tayo ay manatili sa loob ng bahay kung may malakas na bagyo. Pag ikaw ay nakatira sa malapit sa ilog at paanan ng bundok, mainam na lumikas sa mas ligtas na lugar. Manatiling alerto sa anumang pangyayari. At kung may lindol, gawin ang duck, cover, and hold. Pagkatapos naman ng kalamidad, ano ang ating gagawin? Kung tumaliman na ang panahon, maaari ka nang maglinis sa mga duming dulot ng masamang panahon at ayusin ang mga pinsala nito. Lumipat ng tirahan kung masyadong napinsala ito. Tanungin natin ang ating sarili, handa ba ako? Ang sagot ay nasa iyo. Basta laging isaisip na ang kalamidad ay kaakibat ng ating buhay. Kaya lagi tayong maging handa sa anumang oras kasi wala itong pinipili kung sino, saan at kailan. Dapat din nating hindi malilimutan ang pinakaimportanting bagay, ang pagtutulungan sa isa't isa upang ang sino mang biktima ng kalamidad ay ating mapagaan ang kanilang nararamdaman. Ngayon, alam ko nang handa kayo sa pagsagot ng mga gawain sa inyong module. Pwede kayong gabayan ng inyong mga magulang o nakakatandang kapatid. Kami iyong maaabot sa pagtawag o pagpadala ng mensahe sa aming cellphone kung mayroon kayong hindi maintindihan. Isang guni ang sagot sa susi ng sagot sa hulihan. May natutunan ka ba sa ating talakayan? Mahusay naman at kung meron kayong natutunan ay masayang-masaya ako kasi oras na para sa iyong pagsagot sa iyong module na nakahanda. Maraming salamat sa iyong partisipasyon.
Good morning, kid, parents, and guardians. My name is Teacher Joanne. I will be your teacher and I will be guiding you throughout this module. We will be using the module developed by Ms. Hayet Pontino. Before we start the lesson, may I remind you to take the pre-test or what I know to determine the level of your knowledge in this module. Please be guided with the instructions written in this module. And to our parents and guardians, please do assist our learner to facilitate learning. This video module will help you a lot. Are you ready? I know that you have already learned how to divide in the previous modules. Today, we will be learning more about it. We will learn how to estimate the quotient of 3 to 4-digit dividends by 1 to 2-digit divisors with reasonable results. Before we will start, can you still recall the place values and how to round off numbers? Let us have a short activity about it. Tell the place value of the underlined digit and round it. Let us start. Number 1, 45. What is the underlined digit? 4. Correct. What is the place value? Tens. Very good. If we round it, it will become? Yes, 50. Correct. Number 2, 7,499. What is the underlined digit? Yes, it is 7. What is the place value? Very good. It is thousands. So if we round it, yes, 7,000. Number 3, 418. What is the underlined digit? 4. What is the place value? Hundreds is correct. If we round it, it is 400. Very good. Number 4, 358. What is the underlined digit? 3. What is the place value? Correct. It is hundreds. If we round it, it is 400. The last one, 26. What is the underlined digit? 2. What is the place value? Tens is correct. It is rounded to 30. Very good. Remember to round numbers. Look at the place value at the left of the number to be rounded. Check the digit to its right. If it is less than 5, round it down. If it is 5 and above, round it up. Then change all the digits to the right of the digit to be rounded to 0. Here is another activity for you. Solve for the quotient mentally. 400 divided by 10. What is your answer? Correct. It is 40. Number 2. 600 divided by 100 is equal to? Yes, 6. Number 3. 775 divided by 100 is equal to? Yes, 7 and 75 hundredths. Number 4. 387 divided by 10. It will give you? Yes, 38 and 7 tenths. Number 5. 5,764 divided by 1,000. What is the answer? Correct. It is 5 and 764 thousandths. Since we already know how to round off a number, I think you are now ready for our new lesson. I will be showing you on how to estimate the quotient of 3 to 4 digit dividends by 1 to 2 digit divisors with reasonable results. Here is how it's done. Actually, there are 2 methods in estimating the quotient. One is rounding method and compatible number method. we will have the first method, which is rounding method. How is estimation done in set A? Yes, we use rounding method. What was done first to the divisor and the dividend? Very good. The dividend and divisor is rounded off. Then what was cancelled in the rounded divisor and dividend? Yes, it's 0. What was done next? You're right. Again, we divided the dividend, which is 300, by the divisor, which is 3, which leads to the answer, which is 100. What about set B? How is estimation done? Correct. We did it by using the compatible method. What was done first to the divisor and dividend? Did we round off the divisors and the dividend? Absolutely no. We didn't round it off. Instead, we look for compatible numbers. What is compatible number? These are the numbers that are easy to add, subtract, multiply, or divide mentally. Compatible numbers are close in value to the actual numbers that make estimating the answer and computing the problems easily. We can round the numbers dividend to the nearest tens, hundreds, thousands, or 10,000s, and the divisor to the highest place value to make them compatible numbers. In here, 27 and 3 are used because they are compatible. What was cancelled in the divisor and dividend? Very good. It's the zeros. What was done next? We simply divide the remaining numbers. Are the quotients same or different? Yes, so much different. Which of the two estimates is closer to the actual answer? You're right. 90 is much closer to the actual answer. One way to make our estimated answer reasonable or close to the exact answer is by using compatible number method. Have you understood the lesson? Do you have any clarification? Now, what will you do next is to continue doing the activities and assessment. If there are some activities which you could not answer, you can go back to the lesson. It could help you perform the activities. After which, answer what is asked in the generalization or what I have learned. Perform the activity in the application or what I can do. That could facilitate to answer the post-assessment and other activities for you to perform. Again, read and understand the directions. You can do it. Remember, be honest. Good luck and have a nice day.
Good morning. I am Mrs. Divina M. Alida, your teacher in Music 6 for today. I guess you are all excited to have our lesson for this morning. And as we start, join me in singing Leron, Leron, Sinta. You may clap, snap, or even stamp your feet while singing. Are you ready? Let's start. Leron, leron, sinta, buko ng papaya, dala-dalay buslo, sisidlan ng sinta. Pagdating sa duloy, nabali ang sanga, kapos kapalaran, humanap ng iba. Gumising ka, neneng, tayo'y manampalok. Dalhin mo ang buslo, sisidlan ng hinog. Pagdating sa duloy, uunda-undayog. Kumapit ka, neneng, baka ka mahulog. Did you enjoy clapping, snapping, and stamping your feet while singing? Yes, that's great. We will be doing a lot of clapping, tapping, and snapping since our lesson is all about rhythmic pattern. Yes, indeed, our lesson is all about rhythmic patterns. And don't you know that arrhythmic patterns are the division of beats into patterns of sound by clapping or tapping the beat or a combination of notes and rests in a measure. This module's objective is for you to demonstrate and illustrate the rhythmic patterns in 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4 time signatures. But the problem is, how do you demonstrate rhythmic patterns in a measure with different time signatures? How do you illustrate them? This is what we are going to do, and I need your cooperation and participation in order for you to enjoy and understand the lessons in your module. The basic method by which you can learn rhythm is by clapping or tapping the corresponding beats or values of notes and rests. Let's clap the given examples. Okay, so we are going to count and clap the rhythmic pattern of a 2/4 time signature. Okay, we'll do it slowly. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Again, I will repeat. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Did you get it? Very good. Next, for a 3/4 time signature, we are going to count and clap again the rhythmic pattern. We'll do it slowly. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 1. Did you get it? Again. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Did you get it? Good job. Another is for 4/4 time signature. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 3, 4. That's it. Take note, if you will see rest, you are just going to read it silently. No sound at all. Rhythmic pattern, this is enjoyable also. It's not only notes, it's not only about rest, but we can even apply rhythmic pattern using different names. So you can also use your name, you can even use the name of your friends or even your family. Okay, I have here example of names wherein we can also apply rhythmic patterns. We'll do it. Mila, Alex, Jonathan, Charity. It's not only for names, but we can have also the different places like La Trinidad Benguet. Okay, we will do the rhythmic patterns. La Trinidad Benguet. Again, La Trinidad Benguet. Okay, next. For your activity, you are going to illustrate or write the rhythmic pattern of these words. Incy wincy spider, row, row, row your boat. I will give you 2 minutes. Okay? Were you able to get the correct answer? This is the illustration of the rhythmic pattern of your activity this morning. So we are going to practice clapping it. Incy wincy spider. Okay? So incy wincy spider. And then the second one, row, row, row your boat. I hope you enjoyed. And thank you for watching and listening. Now, it's your turn to accomplish the different activities in your module. I know you can do it because you participated well, right? And the given instructions and examples serves as your guide. God bless and hope to see you next week.
Good day, learner, parent, and guardian. How are you today? Welcome to our science class. I am Teacher Jen and I will be your teacher for this module. Today, we will be learning ways of separating mixtures focusing on filtration and sieving. Are you excited? Then let's start. After going through this module, you should be able to identify the difference of filtration and sieving, classify mixtures that can be separated through filtration and sieving, and explain their importance. I am sure you are excited to get started with this module. However, there are things that you need to remember for you to learn the most of this module. First, take the pre-test before proceeding to the lessons. Second, read the instructions and bear in mind some precautionary measures when doing experiments. Third, before doing the activities, make sure that the materials are already prepared. Fourth, answer the exercises and assessment activities and compare your answers with the key for correction. Fifth, make sure to answer the post-assessments for you to measure how much you have learned from the module. And sixth, make this module free from any marks. For the parents and guardians, please guide and assist your child while doing the activities found in this module. Take time to watch this video with your child to be able for you to assist him or her in his or her learnings. Feel free to contact the teacher of your child for clarifications regarding the contents of this module. I am looking forward for your participation and active involvement for the attainment of the objectives of the lesson. Learners, let's find out how much you know about the lesson by answering the pre-test in What Can I Do part on page 3 of your module. Read and understand every question before choosing your answer. After you have answered this part, compare your answers with the answer key found on page 14. If you got a score of 10, you may not proceed with this module, but you are still encouraged to go through the activities. If you got a score of 9 and below, take 50 minutes each day to read the lesson and answer the activities that are given. Let's have a short review. Last time, we have learned 2 ways of separating mixtures, which are decantation and distillation. Let us check how much you mastered our past lesson. As I read a fact, tell me if I am referring to decantation or distillation. Are you ready? First fact. It is used to separate liquid and solid components of a heterogeneous mixture. What do I referring to? Correct, decantation. Second fact, it is used to separate components of most homogeneous mixtures. What am I referring to? Nice one, distillation. Third, the process of pouring out the liquid or water without disturbing the sediment. Very good, decantation. Fourth, The purpose is to remove undesired liquid from a mixture. What is this? Decantation! You got it right! Lastly, this process is used to remove unseen minerals found in water. Bravo! You're right! Distillation! I am glad that you put in mind what you learned from the past module. Now, let's proceed to the next part, the What's New part on page 3 of your module. For you to clearly understand what the new lesson is all about, try to do the activities in the What's New part on page 5. Prepare all the materials you need before you proceed. Ask the assistance of your elder siblings or your parents in doing these activities. Write all your observations in your answer sheet. How did you find the activities? Did you learn something new? The activities you just did are some ways of separating mixtures. Let's see. In the first activity, you performed an example of filtration. In the second activity, you did sieving. We will discuss more of this as we continue. There are many ways of separating mixtures. As for this module, we will discuss filtration and sieving. Let us first have filtration. Filtration is a technique of separating a mixture using filter paper, cloth, or any fine material to separate solid components from a liquid. This is used if you want your water free from soil particles. During this process, a mixture consisting of solid and liquid will be poured in a container covered with filter paper, cloth, or mesh. The solid will stay in the filter paper while the liquid will pass through. Let us see how this technique is done. Remember that filtration is applied for mixtures of liquid and solid components. So, for filtration to be done, a fine mesh, filter paper, or just a fine cloth can be used. A funnel and a container are needed too. If all materials are fixed, slowly pour the mixture to the funnel with filter. What do you think will happen with the mixture? Correct! The solid components were left in the filter and the liquid goes through the filter. We call the solid in the filter as residue and the liquid that passes through it as the filtrate. Do you know that filtration is also applied to get rid of dust from the air we breathe? We use face masks to filter the air we breathe. We do this to get rid of the dusts, microbes, germs, and even viruses that are floating in the air. This shows that filtration is applied to separate solid particles suspended in gas particles. Filters are used everywhere. The filtration process is generally used to separate suspension mixture where small solid particles are suspended in liquid or air. We use them in our houses to filter dust and mites out of the air we breathe. We use them to filter impurities from our water. We even have filters in our bodies, such as our kidneys, which act as filters to get bad stuff out of our blood. Can you name more uses of filtration? You can write them on your journal. Another way of separating mixture is sieving. Before we cook pancakes, we sieve the dry ingredients before mixing in water to make the mixture well mixed and finer. Sieving is used to separate mixtures of solid components. Its purpose is to separate bigger components from smaller ones using strainer, screen, or mesh. The mixture is passed through the pores of a strainer or a big screen. All the smaller substances pass through easily while the bigger components of the mixture are retained. This method is used in separating fine sand from rocks in the mixtures of sand and gravel too. Sieving is used in our daily life. Why do we sieve? First, to separate two different but useful components. Second, to remove non-useful components. And third, to remove impurities or harmful components. Can you think of any other reason why we sieve? Write them in your journal. Do you have any question or clarification about our lesson? Feel free to ask your parents, guardians, or elder siblings. You may also contact your teacher. If you think you have understood the lesson, you may now proceed to the exercises and assessments. 3 sets of activities and assessments are provided for you to enhance your learning. Answer them according to their order. Please don't skip any of them. Use separate answer sheet to write your answer. You may compare your answers on the answer key on page 14 of this module for you to determine if you can proceed to the next part of the module or you need to watch again this video. If you are done with the activities and assessments on the What's More part, you may proceed to the generalization on page 10 for the summary of what you have learned. Relate our lesson with your daily activities through the What Can I Do part. Then, take the post-assessment after. Through this part, you would be able to determine if you attained the learning objectives or not. If your score is 10, you may do the additional activity. If it is 9 or 8, read again the part where you think you did not understand and answer again the question. If your score is 7 or below, watch again this video or contact your teacher for clarifications. Then answer the post-assessment after. I hope you learned a lot from this video. See you again in the next module. Have a good day.